This is what proper posture looks like. This is what my usual posture looks like. Yes, this is the gamer posture. Let's see if I can keep a good posture throughout this whole video. Today we're playing Minecraft again. Yeah, I've noticed that my posture is really bad because I be on my PC a lot. So hopefully I can maintain this posture so I can appear big and strong. Which I already am. You know, I am a hunk of a man standing at an impressive and tall 5'7". I know, ladies, one at a time. Now, yesterday we finally finished the temple, which I'm really proud of. I was going to install shaders, I forgot. If I remember, I'll probably do it tomorrow, just because I want to see the world in a different, I guess you could say, light. I might do that after I go to the Nether, so I can get some glowstone, and I can actually place it around, giving the place more lighting, if you know what I'm trying to say. Right, Iron Golem, I am on right now. I have to cut that out. I am sorry. By now you might have noticed that there is a crack or hair on your screen. That's because I added it. I'm sorry. It should be gone by now. I'm sure that probably freaked out a couple of you guys, but it'd be funny. Yeah, I'm generally fighting the urge to just go back to my natural posture. Ain't no way, bro. I'm gonna end up like Igor. Goo goo gaga. I need some milk. I want some milky. Should I cut that out? Yeah, I'm gonna cut that out. Oh my god. Oh my god, no! Don't do it! As always, we have to make an offering to the Goonville pastor. Or priest, sorry. The Goon priest. Here you go. This is my offering to you. And we have to make a diss offering to the unemployed villager. Here you go. Trash. Puh. Sorry about that. Alright, so I didn't really have a plan for today's video. I actually never do anymore. Actually, never mind. I do have a topic for today's video. That means that I will get nothing done because I cannot multitask. I am pretty stupid. Posture. Today I want to talk about juxtapositions. Not particularly what it means. I just like the word. Sounds pretty cool. Sounds complicated for me, so I like the word. Pretty much is the opposite of something. So like life and death, you know, like pretty much putting them in the same kind of the same category, but comparing them. Like, you know, for there to be life, there needs to be death. I kind of want to talk about it because I feel like I have a brain that constantly contradicts itself, and I have this thing where like I was thinking about this yesterday before I went to sleep. How much more can I take this? How much more can I take failure? How much more can I take the fact that I haven't really gone up in views type of thing? But then the other side of me is like, I'll just keep going. You know what I mean? And it's difficult because sometimes I'm really impulsive in the way that I make certain decisions based on how I'm feeling at a certain moment. So right now I feel good. You know, I'm thinking again, hey, I'm enjoying content. I'm doing content, good posture. I have to enjoy what I am doing now, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, it's a journey, you know, building this stuff up. It doesn't happen on one day, doesn't happen in 2 to 3 months. It takes time. But then another part of me is like, okay, time to wrap it up. It's over. You know, hey kitty, that's my cat right there. She loves throwing my microphone. I was about to say that, and she did it for me, just to remind me. And I constantly contradict myself where I have this thing where I'm like, I'm a failure, time to give up. And then I have this thing where I'm like, oh wait, I'm goated. I'm the greatest of all time. You know, I don't know. I'm pretty sure a lot of us can kind of relate to that because I see posts like that on Instagram all the time. One thing that I want to do is I want to be able to back it up at the very least. You know, I have to be good at what I do. At least with content, it's something that I'm not really sure if I'm good at yet. Cat. Yeah, content, I'm not really sure, but I meant more like with music and stuff like that. Like doing it for so many years and kind of having highs and then going low, like for example with Spotify, right? And I know I shouldn't like base my popularity on monthly listeners, just wouldn't really make much sense. Seeing my monthly listeners peak at a certain number, which is pretty high, you know, and then now it's just pretty low, like very low. It feels really demoralizing in a way. And again, I shouldn't base it, you know, nobody should base their popularity off monthly listeners because those go up, those can be faked. It's not a real metric, but it is still a number that we as humans, we look at patterns, we look at stuff like that, we look at numbers. And whenever you see those, I mean, you feel good when they go high up. When you're living the lows, you start to second guess yourself. And again, I have this thing where like I do that a lot, and then I get really like stressed out. I'm like, oh my god, bro, time is running out for me, it's over. You know, like the clock rabbit photo. I'm dropping my microphone. Holy moly, this is a mess. Oh my god, I'm gonna shoot somebody. in Minecraft, I start to doubt myself and start to say, yeah, it's over, it's reps, it's done for me, time to quit, time to look for a 9 to 5. Yeah, just get this. Bro, what the hell? Is he sightseeing in my house? Yeah. In a lot of these videos, I pretty much give advice to people, and I say things like, oh, it takes time, you have to build it up. You know, I say that, and obviously I do believe it, and that's why I'm still doing this. Like, you know, I would have been done if I thought that I wasn't gonna get anywhere. Again, like, I have this thing in my mind where like it has positive reinforcement, but then it has negative, and I think sometimes it gets really stressful. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can relate. I have this thing where like I daydream, and we all daydream. I think I really make these stories up in my head, and sometimes they're positive. So I have these stories where I'm successful and I'm doing good, and like I've mentioned in a previous video where I'm dining at a table in a 5-star hotel with all my friends and the people that helped me make it, and my family, and finally like giving my family what they deserve, you know, because of just how great they are, you know, and just helping people out. Like, that's what I would love to do once I get the riches, the monies. Who am I kidding? I want a private jet. No, in the real though, that's what I would love to do. Like, I have these like, it's almost like stories that I visualize in my head that of things that probably will never happen, but that also includes bad things like failed relationships that I kind of see. I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna get into that. Or meeting up with people again that I no longer friends with, and how I would talk, how I would answer them. Like, again, just making these things up in my head, like stories. Sometimes they're negative, like what if I fail, and sometimes they get pretty dark, which I'm not gonna get into because at the end of the day, they're not real. They're just things on my head that I make up in my head that I just don't immediately realize, like, oh, I shouldn't think about this. Like, no, like I go on and on and on in my head, and I start to get stressed out and nervous, and I'm like, bro, it's not even real. Like, what the hell? And it happens a lot. It happens every day. That's why I was struggling to sleep last night. I was thinking about how much more can I take failure, you know, and I'm like, well, I shouldn't think like that. But again, it's like, it's hard to get off of a bad mentality, and that really dictates my mood. A lot of the times, like, I have my family saying, are you okay? Or sometimes I get into like a Discord call with one of my friends, and then like I just out of nowhere, even though I'm talking to them, I just start, I don't know, thinking about something, and then I just lose all energy. I just get really negative. I get upset, and I'm like, it's not even real though. But even acknowledging that, my brain still takes it seriously. That's why I'm saying, like, I've always told people this. I feel like I'm two people in one, in the sense that there's this side that's really negative, has jealousy, hatred, all these things that I don't display on camera, not because I'm hiding it, but because I guess it only comes out at certain times. Like, all these emotions that you would think I would have control of or should have control of. I feel the posture. I feel all these things. But then I have this side where I'm positive, I'm happy, I enjoy everything, I laugh at everything, I'm probably autistic. Like, all these things, you know, that I display, like, it's almost like they're not in one, but they're separate, and that dictates what version of me do you get. And I don't like that. I really despise that, you know? And you would think being self-aware about it would make it easier for me to not display it as much. No, like, I just can't. Like, if I feel angry, if I'm upset, the best course of action for me, and I've gotten better at it, because back then, like I've mentioned before in my anger issues video, I would definitely lash out my anger at people, and that is the reason why I lost so many friends when I was in middle school and going into high school. As I got older, I realized the hard way, Waterman? We found our waterman. I realized that I had to be better at that. So I still get angry irrationally angry at stuff, posture. I've gotten better at removing myself from the situation, not letting it get to me, because a lot of the time it's like it's things that I shouldn't even be upset about. Like, it's just mundane things that there's no reason why I should be mad about that. Yeah, just basic shit. I'm trying to think of an example, but I can't right now because I kind of put myself on the spot. But then I'm like, it's not that deep, and that's why, like, I really want to fix that, but I don't know if that's even possible, because I have that self-awareness where I am who I am. Like, I don't need a therapist to tell me, yeah, you have this issue. I think I understand the root of all my problems. I don't know how to go about fixing them. Again, I've tried to have positive affirmations, but I feel like there's only so much you can tell yourself when life around you is just shitty, right? Like, when things scare you in life, every day is uncertain. You don't know what's gonna happen in the future. A lot of the stories that I have in my head, and again, I can't really get into them because they're pretty personal, but they involve my day-to-day life. And I think about it, and I'm like, what is 1 year later gonna look like from today, what's gonna happen. And I get this fear that something might happen to the people that I care about. You know, can't really talk about it as much, unfortunately, but yeah, I make these stories in my head and I just start to get really anxious. I don't want to be redundant, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but that's kind of how it is. My mind is just two people in one. I wish there was a better way to explain it, but that's the best my vocabulary will allow me to. All right, I'm running out of steak, so I gotta breed these cows. Moo, love is in the air, love is in the air. Yeah, all of you start doing it right now. Yeah. Now the episode sheep only got 11 views, so let me reintroduce you guys to the sheep here. This is Mustard, this is Diddy Blood, this is 6'7". Oh yeah, and I asked you guys to name this one. He doesn't have a name, so you can name it if you want. Keep it a buck with you guys. You know, I've always been like this, where it's like I'm two people in one, and one side is really negative and the other side is kind of like positive, happy. You know, I smile at everything despite all the things that kind of been going on. But when I really do get negative, it becomes really overwhelming because I'm self-aware that I feel that way at that moment. I don't know. I mean, look, I don't want to make any assumptions as to what it could be. I really don't know. Posture. I'm not gonna Discord, Reddit moderator, self-diagnose myself. I don't know. I have to go to a doctor and be like, yo, Gangy, yo, Twizzy, I think my brain is fucking me up. I might do that at some point. I don't know. I just don't want to like go and then be told, yeah, by the way, you're probably mad autistic. We're gonna put you on medication. Like, bro, I'm okay. I can think properly. Oh yeah, hold up. Let me clean the cat's litter. There we go. New litter. Meow. Meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. I think that's where I'm gonna end it for today. If you have a dream, first of all, good posture, but make sure to do it. Be consistent. Consistency is about doing it every single day as much as you possibly can. I believe in you. I believe in myself. And I say that, and the juxtaposition part of that is that, not really a juxtaposition, but more like the opposite of that is that I have this thing where sometimes I don't believe in myself and I have doubts and it really messes with my brain. But honestly, I think this is a battle of the negative and positive, and I'm gonna keep pushing the positive and see where that goes. Some days you do less, some days you do more. Strive to do more, but don't beat yourself up if you do less. That's okay. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day.